All right, what's going on, guys? Simple Sports back with another late night episode. This time, watching the Titans Steelers game. And I have to say, first of all, this is probably going to be the shortest video I ever do. It's going to be a very quick, angry rant about the Titans. I'm watching, it's about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 40-17. And I have to tell you something. And this has been my bone with them all year, all my life, really, as a fan. They are so inconsistent. It makes no sense, none whatsoever. And they did it last year. I talked about previously where they went out, beat the Packers, beat the Broncos, beat the Chiefs, and then they turn around and lose to the Jags when that game would have sent them into the playoffs because they beat the Texans. Texans had, that game would have been the decider. And, like, they didn't show up against the Jaguars, who were awful last year. And this year, they lose to the Raiders. Opening night, I can sort of give that one a pass. They come out, win the next game, and then they come up against Seattle, and for a large part of that game, dominated them. And then they got the win, and then they get to the Texans, and it's like, okay, this is your, aside from the Seahawks, this is your first big game in the division or in the conference in the AFC. Well, in your own conference, I guess, or your own division, AFC South. You're facing the Texans. You have a chance early in the year to not only send the message, but to get a game up in the division, and you drop the ball. And you drop the big ball in that one. And then you turn around in a bounce-back game against a team who many thought would be competing with Titans for the wild card spot. The Dolphins. Now, we see what they really are, but a lot of people thought that they would be. And they put on one of the worst performances I've ever seen. And now this year, after being on a 4-game winning streak, you have a chance to be in second place. Think about this. They have a chance to get a bye into the playoffs. Like, they would be in second place and in complete control of their destiny if they would have won tonight. Think about how big of a swing that is. You could be the 2 seed to now you're a game behind Jacksonville, and like, you had a chance to be in complete control of the conference. Aside from the Patriots, you would have been the talked about team. You would have been in second place. You would get a bye into the playoffs. Like, you had a chance to really step up into the limelight of elite teams in the league. You go on the road and beat the Steelers, and instead, as Mariota throws his 4th pick, you're getting humiliated on Thursday Night Football by a Steelers team who, quite honestly, a lot of people have their doubts about, at least when it comes to them against the Patriots. A lot of people feel like even though they're sort of supreme within the conference to everyone else, like, it's not like they're some world beaters, and you're getting absolutely destroyed right now. It's crazy. Here's the thing. I think the Titans will still end up making the playoffs because their division is just entirely too weak for them not to win. But, at the rate that they're going, they've built up enough of a cushion, I believe. Jacksonville, I think they're a better team than Jacksonville, and I think that it will prove itself over the rest of these games. But aside from that, I don't expect much when they get to the playoffs, and I still believe that they'll win the division ultimately. But to be fair, like, I picked them to lose this game, so it's not like I'm upset that they lost. I am, but I picked them to lose this game, so I expected them to lose. I, however, did not expect them to wet the bed. Is my point. And so that this game erases all doubt for me. I don't buy them to do any damage in the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs again. I think the division is just too weak for them not to win. And depending on their draw in the first round, because they're not going to get a bye, depending on their draw, they might be able to win a playoff game. Maybe if they, I don't know. Who would they pick? Who would they play? It wouldn't be the Pats. It wouldn't be the Steelers. So maybe if they get the Chiefs, I'm assuming they're going to win that division, although that's a tough matchup. Even though they beat them last year, they didn't have Kareem Hunt. So I don't know about that one either. It's going to be tough for them to win a playoff game. And this proves it to me. It was a little bit of false gold or fool's gold leading up to this game. And although I was aware of it and believed it, I still had, as a fan, I guess is what it was, I was holding out hope that they were actually pretty good. Mariota has played terrible this year. He's been great in spots, and I've talked about him being great in spots, but like he makes some incredible throws, but he has played, and I shouldn't even say terrible. He just hasn't done much of anything. He's been pretty, even slightly below average this year, and he's really regressed from the previous year, where I thought this year he was going to elevate. He has regressed, but I think he'll bounce back. Even this year, I think he'll bounce back. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's hurt a little more, but I mean, he looks healthy, so I don't know. Maybe he's just a little flustered with the moment and the pressure. I don't know what it is, but he doesn't look quite. He definitely doesn't look like he did last year. And I don't know. I'm not out on him, not yet. I mean, I think he's proven to be a worthy quarterback, a competent quarterback. I don't consider him a superstar. I don't consider him elite. I think this was his chance to sort of get to that level and to prove, like, yeah, I'm here with all the rest of these young quarterbacks, and I still think he is. But this was a chance to have other people sort of say that. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't expect them to do much damage. They're still on track for me. I picked them to win 11 games after looking at their schedule. I still believe that. I picked them to lose this game because I thought they would lose to Cincinnati and they would beat Pittsburgh early in the year. But after seeing Pittsburgh, progress, I flipped that. I thought they would beat Cincinnati, which they did, lose to Pittsburgh. So I still think they could go 11-5, win the division, make the playoffs. That's it. And honestly, for me, it's been so long and it's been such a painful experience. I'm good with that for this year. I expect more in the future. But as a fan, I'm good with that just for a year. Because it's been what, almost 10 years. I think the last time they made it was 2008, if I'm not mistaken. So, and it would be nice just to make the playoffs. And I'm not saying that I would settle for that normally, but I think just for this year as a goal and step forward, that would be a nice thing. So we'll see. But I'm discussing with them for tonight. What a ridiculous showing that they put on. They got to bounce back. And I guess we'll just see if they will. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.